Hello, fellow truckers, and welcome back to American Truck Simulator. We are continuing our career mode in the International Lonestar. Had a space out moment there for a second. We are carrying a very heavy lift truck from Wenatchee to Spokane, Washington, and this is the big, crazy load that we're going to be going on for this adventure today. So let's go ahead, hop back in the truck, get ourselves into drive, and start moving forward. I do have a couple of announcements to make as we get started, but before that, let me remind you to be sure to click that like and subscribe button if you enjoy this content, as viewer engagement is extremely helpful. And I do have channel memberships available for those of you who enjoy the content well enough that you want to support me as a content creator, so click that join button as well, so that you can kind of check that out and see if that's right for you. That said, let's go ahead and get into the announcements today. I have gone ahead and decided to suspend my content creation for Euro Truck Simulator, primarily because it's... Ooh, I think I got stuck here. Yeah, there wasn't really enough room for me to get out of here. So, let me back up, and then we'll pull out a little straighter this way. So anyways, as I was saying, I am going to be suspending my content creation for Euro Truck Simulator, because it's basically the same as this, and it doesn't really add much value to the channel as far as, you know, just new content. And I don't want to say it wasn't getting enough attention, because it was getting attention, but I've come to realize that 5 videos a day for me is just a little bit, it's right there past what I have the motivation to do. So I want to pare myself back to doing 4 videos a day. That way, the videos that I am creating have a little bit more of my focus. I don't feel quite as rushed trying to get through all of my content. And when I looked at all of my videos and I started figuring out what it was I was going to cut, I was like, well, the Euro Truck Simulator is basically the same as my American Truck Simulator. I like American Truck Simulator a little bit better than I like the Euro Truck Simulator, and I don't want to get rid of any of my other content, so that's what we're going to cut. So we will not be proceeding with the Euro Truck Simulator for the time being. I apologize to those of you who might have been interested in seeing that series continue, but, you know, sometimes you have to make choices and start cutting things that you don't really want to cut, but you kind of need to. Second announcement is that I have disabled penalties, the traffic violations for this game, not because I want to start driving around like a savage or anything, but because there are a couple of major issues with the penalty structure in this game when it comes to how it works and as compared to how it should work in real life. So the first being the fact that I keep getting penalties for making right turns on red, which is legal to do here in the United States, and I should never, ever, ever, ever get a penalty for making a right turn on a red, no matter where I go. So that's the biggest one that's been bugging me a lot. I should be able to make right turns. I shouldn't have to sit and wait at a stoplight because I'm afraid of whether the penalty system is going to get me because it's not working properly. So that's the biggest one. And then the second side of that is that when another car hits me and it's their fault, well, there's no insurance system in this game. So if a car just randomly decides to merge over into the lane with me, I'm going to get charged for that, and it's not reasonable. So I've decided to turn off the financial or the traffic offense penalty system, but we're still going to drive as if there are consequences for making bad decisions, because, you know, there's still damage. So if I run into something, that's not going to be good. And, you know, if I drive too fast and run off the road, that's also not going to be good. So we're going to do our best to adhere to the rules of the road, you know, unless I just space out and I forget, and, you know, I'm speeding and I don't realize it. But if I realize we're going to be driving properly, we're going to be driving the best that we can. I refuse to continue taking unreasonable penalties for things that are either outside of my control or just not true to the way that driving in the real world actually works. That's the one and only time I'm going to mention it. I will respond to comments if people say, hey, are you driving with penalties off? I mean, yeah, I'll acknowledge it in the comments, but I don't want to start every episode with a disclaimer. Those of you who have been following the series, you'll know, and then everyone else will just have to figure it out. So, I mean, if they ever fix, mostly if they would fix the right turn on red issue, I could live with the rest of it because that other thing is so rare that it's not that big of an issue. But I'm not going to sit here and just wait at stoplights because I'm afraid of getting a $700 to $1,000 penalty for turning right at a red when I'm allowed to do that. It's unreasonable. It's an unreasonable expectation. So we need to get up here and get over to the left. And unfortunately, there's all these trucks here, and I don't know that we're going to get a chance to do that. Actually, so some of these guys are getting over, and then this truck looks like it's going to stop to let me over, so that's very kind of him. Thank you, sir. PrimeInc.com. Okay, I wonder if that's an Amazon-related company. You hear Prime, and every time you hear Prime, it's like, is it Amazon? Is it Amazon? So, yeah, so those are the announcements for today. Just wanted to kind of get those housekeeping chores done because, you know, I have to imagine, I don't think I've gotten any comments on my Euro Truck videos, which tells me that they're not as popular as my American Truck Simulator videos. I mean, obviously, so it seems like for the content that I'm making so far, Elite Dangerous is by far the most popular content. Not only with just the number of views that it gets, but also the number of comments and the total watch time is relatively high compared to the other videos that I have. So I'm definitely trying to make sure that I keep that video set as a priority. And then right after that is my Call of the Wild content, which for me is actually my favorite stuff to make because I enjoy going out there and, you know, participating in the hunting process. It's kind of fun. I kind of wish that it had a little bit more engagement, and the funny thing is that the Call of the Wild content is what really made my channel start growing as fast as it has so far. But then, I don't know, I started the Elite Dangerous content thinking it was just kind of like a throwaway thing, and that's actually getting a lot of attention, you know, for a channel my size. It's getting a lot of attention, so while I wasn't really planning on continuing the Elite Dangerous stuff, I kind of just hopped into it as I have this game installed, and it was back in December because they were giving away all of the free in-game currency. They do that every year where if you log in every day, they give you a little bit of the free in-game currency. So I installed the game thinking, oh yeah, I'll just pop in every day so I can get that free currency, and then I'll uninstall the game. But then I was like, well, I installed the game, so I mean, I might as well start making content for it. I need another game to play, so why not? Please don't hit me. Please don't hit me. Okay. You never. There's no way. It's very difficult to look out the window and see, is there anybody there? So I'm always a little bit nervous about that. Let's get our cruise control turned on and up to the 60 miles an hour. It's telling me that we can do. I don't imagine we're going to be able to do 60 miles an hour though, because we have this massively heavy load and we're going up a hill. But anyways, like I was saying, I was mostly just trying to get the free currency that was in the game, and I was like, well, let me start making some content for this. I can start heading out towards Sagittarius A-star. That seems like a reasonably close destination to go to, and then if the series doesn't go anywhere, then I can just, you know, sell any data that I have at the center of the galaxy, and then blow up my ship for a quick teleport back to the bubble. That was kind of my thought process when I was initially starting it out, because I was assuming nobody's going to want to watch me going around, landing on planets and scanning things and blah blah blah. But it's actually turning out to be my most prominent video series at the moment. I don't know if it's because very much like this, I talk a lot throughout all of it, and people just like to hear someone talking, or if it's because it's Elite Dangerous and enough people click into the video and then get drawn in by whatever it is that I'm talking about. I don't know what it is. I have no idea. I've had a couple of people say, "Yeah, man, we like the conversation, we like the commentary. That's why we come in." I'm like, okay, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I'm kind of hoping that this series ends up growing to that as well, because it's basically the same thing, just in a trucking setting. Because I mean, this right here isn't exactly riveting gameplay, right? It's nice. It's pretty to look at. I imagine that if I was able to upgrade to a higher resolution, it would probably be even more nice to look at, but I need a better system to be able to do that. So, I mean, I don't know. I can pull out the big screen TV out in the living room, and that allows me to go up to 4K if I had the hardware to run that, but it's also very glare. It has a lot of glare. It doesn't have the coatings that a monitor would have. That would make it so that you don't get all that glare on your screen. So I don't really want to do that if I can avoid it. And then I have an ultra wide monitor that I bought for when I was assuming that I was going to start working from home, and I wanted something that was really wide and allowed me plenty of desktop space to work. So I invested in one of those, and that was the primary reason for it. But it actually turned out to be a pretty decent gaming monitor as well. And I like being able to have my game up here in the middle, my OBS recording software over there on the left side, and my file explorer on the right side, so I can kind of keep track of everything as they're recording and moving and doing all of that stuff. So it just kind of helps out. But unfortunately, it's a 1080p max monitor, and that's what I'm stuck at. So yeah, that's kind of the situation there. But anyways, I sidetracked off into a different subject there. What I was trying to talk about was just the fact that, you know, while it's nice to be just driving down the road, and while the scenery can be somewhat pretty for a video game, you guys aren't going to sit here for 20 minutes while I just drive down the road like this. There's got to be something else going on in the truck to make it worth sitting around and investing your time in. So I try to babble as much as I can about random topics, trying to, keep you guys sticking around for another few seconds before you click off and tank my average watch time. That's the name of the game in YouTube, watch time. Subscriber count doesn't necessarily matter once you get past that 1,000 subscriber mark. I know a lot of people focus on how many subscribers do you have? How many subscribers do you have? It's like, well, yeah, subscribers are important, but if the subscribers don't actually watch your content, they're not contributing to your channel in any meaningful way. So while I do appreciate everybody who has subscribed to the channel, don't think I don't appreciate that. As when it comes to the business side of a YouTube channel, your subscriber count is completely meaningless as far as like how much money you stand to make trying to do whatever it is that you're trying to do. You need to get watch time so that YouTube can shove ads in front of your viewer's face, and that's how you make the money, at least as far as the ad revenue side of things goes, the money side. Now, much more important and much more valuable to any content creator is going to be those who decide to join as channel members and actually directly contribute to your channel specifically. That makes a huge difference if you can get enough people to say, hey, I like this guy, let's chuck a couple of bucks at him every month. And if you can get enough people to do that, who directly support you and are contributing in a way that's outside of watch time and things like that, it could be a consistent revenue stream. That's like the dream. I'm really hoping that I can build a community of people who are like, yeah, I'll chuck in $2 a month or $5 a month, or I think my highest tier is $7 or $8 a month. Something. I don't want to be trying to ask people for like $25 a month. If you want to volunteer that much, outside of the silver, gold, and diamond tiers that I offer for channel membership, I mean, I appreciate it, but I feel like $25 a month is a lot. Like some of the popular tiers that I saw when I was, I think we need to stop here. YouTube, when you set these things up, will give you like, this is what's popular, and I'm looking at some of these, and it's like $25 a month. Who's paying $25 a month for anybody's channel? I mean, even like the really super popular channels, are people actually paying that? $25 a month for YouTube? You must really like the content creator to be able to justify chucking $25 a month at a single content creator. That's a lot of money. I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to judge you for it. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to do that. It's more just along the lines of, me personally, I would struggle to give anybody $25 a month, no matter how good their content is. I mean, that's a lot of money. Now, I would be if I get big enough to where I'm able to pay all my bills and I have extra left over and stuff like that, I do want to try to start paying it forward to other content creators. Maybe allocate $25 a month to supporting, either maybe one or two content creators that I like, that have inspired me to be better at what I do here, but then also find a couple of guys, who are just getting started in their journey, and they just, they're trying to build their own channels, and I see value in what they're doing. Because I'm kind of hoping that people will end up, deciding to do that for me. Yeah, your content isn't worth, your content isn't objectively worth $2 a month or $5 a month or $7 a month or whatever, but I believe in you, man. I think you can make it, and I'm going to invest. And yeah, I realize you're not going to get anything back out of the investment. You're just, it's not charity. I don't want to call it charity because it's easy to start thinking of it as charity. You're supporting a content creator, trying to help them get to where you think they can be. Now, when I say that with the caveat of, well, don't just give money to people because you want to be nice. Give money to channels that you believe are going to be something that could make it. You know what I mean? If you don't think my channel is good enough to get to the point where I could do this full time, don't sign up for a membership. I want people who are like, yeah, I like your content. I think your channel should be bigger, and I'm gonna help you get to where you can do this full time because I believe in you, man. I think we need to stop at the way station here. It's another thing, I do have to pay attention to this because the penalties are turned off, so I won't get penalized if I bypass these anymore. So I do need to pay attention to this and make sure that I'm actually stopping at them. I was like, what was that beeping noise going on here? Was I supposed to stop here? I mean, it had a left turn. Okay. Well, let's stop here and we'll see what the deal is. Okay, that works. Oh yeah, and it does have a left. That's weird. So how do they do the traffic coming the other way? Is there a different station? I wasn't paying attention. I get into my... Oh, no, I guess... Okay. Interesting. So they have it set up so that you can do it both directions. I do need to make sure I go very wide here, though, because this trailer is... this load is extremely long. All right. Let's get back out on the road, get back up to speed. Continue making our way down the road. So, a little bit of an interruption there, but that's okay. It's very uncomfortable for most people, myself especially, to, talk about money and stuff like that because it makes everybody uncomfortable. Nobody wants to have to sit and listen to somebody saying, hey man, can you give me some money? I'd appreciate it if you can give me some money. But, the world runs on money, and if you never ask, nobody's going to give it to you. If everybody can get everything for free and you never have to pay for it, they're never going to just think to give it to you on their own. You have to say, "Hey man, I'm doing this stuff and, I'm hoping to kind of get paid for it. Would you be willing to chuck a couple bucks my way?" You have to ask. It's not a choice. If you're going to do anything professionally, you have to charge for it. Now, the YouTube model doesn't really make it possible to charge for your services unless you're going to start, providing exclusive things that people can only get if they pay for it. And I don't really want to do content creation that way. I don't want to make special videos that are just for people who pay for them. But I am fine with adding, add-on services for things, and that's kind of how I tried to set my tiers up, where it's like I'm providing my content for everybody so that, if you want to enjoy the content, you're free to do so, and there's no requirement to pay for it. And if you want just a little bit of exclusivity, well, then you can chuck a couple of bucks into the monthly coffer for that. So that's kind of my approach to how I'm trying to make all of this stuff work. I do actually have a channel member, and I appreciate him very much. I try to make sure every time I think about it that I put it in my video that, thank you, sir. I appreciate your subscription. I hope you continue to support the channel, and you see it as an investment in my future rather than a waste of $5 a month. We got to get more people. We got to get more people who see it that way, I think. And I'm going to try, if I can get to the point where I'm able to do this and I'm able to beat the odds and turn this into a full-time job for me, I'm definitely going to try to make sure I set aside a reasonable amount of money every month to support other people to help them make it, And if enough of us are able to set aside a small portion of our income, if you watch a lot of YouTube, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, not everybody needs to do that. If you're just a casual YouTube watcher, you only watch every couple of days or once a week or something like that. Well, obviously, you're not exactly the person we should be trying to ask to be like, hey, you want to give $5 a month? But if you're like me and you spend a significant portion of every day on YouTube because it's kind of your platform of choice, Well, yeah, I don't think it's unreasonable to be like, hey, why don't you guys, why don't we contribute a little bit of money every month to some of our favorite content creators or new content creators that we're like, oh yeah, I like this guy. I think he could be really good if he just got the support that he needed. So, you know, I know I've rambled on about this pretty much the entire episode, but it's an important topic to discuss, and I couldn't think of anything else to talk about. So that's that. We are here in Spokane, though. Was that my... I'm thinking that was my loan. We are here in Spokane, so we're going to be dropping off our load pretty soon. Fortunately, we don't have to back this load up into a spot, so we can just pull in, get the load dropped off, and be done for the day. So that's going to be pretty nice. I like that this load ended up going to pretty much the northeast corner of the state, because now, hopefully, the next load that we get will be going into Idaho, which will be another state, a new state for us. We haven't been to Idaho yet, not on this profile. I've obviously, in my personal time, I actually think I need to get over it. In my personal profiles that I've done, I've been to all the states that I own, but I'm way behind on the total number of states that are available. So, like, I don't have Texas, I don't have, I think I have Colorado, but I don't have a lot of the newer states that are, you know, towards the middle of the country. And I have to wait for another sale before I'm going to be able to invest in that, because I spent all my extra money on the Hunter. I spent all my extra money on Call of the Wild when the winter sales were on. Okay, I didn't hit anything, right? All right, good. Nope, looks like it's going to be a right turn up there, so let me get over here in the right lane. Got to start trying to pay attention to that. Because even though we have traffic penalties turned off, I don't want to crash into people. I still want to drive realistically. All right. So... with any luck, this light will change. See, he turned right. He didn't get penalized. You know what I mean? Like, ugh. Some of the more irritating things about things like this. But we're gonna go ahead and pause here until this light is done, because sitting here and waiting at the light sucks. All right, looks like the light's about to change. Let's go ahead and get it moving. Yeah, this truck's really struggling to haul this load. It's a super heavy one. Hop up here, get over to the right, see what this yard looks like, and hopefully it won't be too difficult to navigate this behemoth around in that place. What's really annoying, though, sometimes is that they'll put the drop-off point in a place where you can't really line your load up properly, and then you're not able to trigger the mission, the load completion thing there. So I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how they treat us here. Cruise control turned down to 35 so that, because even with the, I know I have the pedals here, but because they don't have any kind of spring and because they don't work like regular pedals, I can't like just push on them with my toes and have it work the same way. The fine control that I would normally have, it just isn't there. So I have to kind of, setting the cruise control is usually the best way to make that work for me. Okay, so I'm not sure. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go now because I need all this room to get out here, and I don't want to risk having traffic come along and get in my way when I'm trying to make this wide turn. And that's why that right there is why I turned off the traffic offenses, because I would have gotten a ticket doing that. Even though it's perfectly legal, I would have gotten a ticket doing that. All right, so we need to go into oncoming traffic so that I can make a big wide right turn here to get into this yard. Then I'm not sure where the pull-up is for this. I can see that it's sort of in the middle right of the yard, but until we get closer, I'm not really sure. Okay. So we'll simulate getting out of the truck so we can see what's going on here. Looks like we need to pull forward and to the right. I have a feeling that this is going to be another one where we're not able to complete it because there's not enough room. They put this big trailer right there, which completely makes it difficult to turn. I'll get as close as I can, but realistically, I don't know that we're going to be able to make this work. We may have to do the skip the drop-off load thing just because there's no room. All right, I'm going to try to get over here as far as I can. I don't want the trailer to hit the little thing there. Yeah, it's already hitting. It's scraping. All right. We'll pull around to the right a little bit. I was really trying to get it to where we didn't have to. I think we may have cleared it now. And then we'll pull all the way around over this way as far as we can, and then we'll start curving around this way, and then hopefully by the time it all straightens out, we'll be close enough that we'll be lined up properly and able to hit the mark here. Here we go. Oh, there we go. We got it. All right, sweet. So, hopefully you guys had lots of fun. Be sure to click that like button so the YouTube algorithm knows that you did and sends the video out to more viewers. If you are not subscribed, please consider doing so now so that when the next video comes out, it will show up in your video feed and you will be able to watch it as soon as it becomes available. As I stated before, channel members do get early access to all of my videos along with several other perks, so be sure to click that join button below your viewer, check out the list of perks that are available for the various different tiers, and decide if any of those are right for you. Your support is greatly appreciated, and I look forward to a long partnership. Again, thank you very much for your time. I hope you guys had lots of fun, and I'll see you for the next one.